Hey, what's up guys? So welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over this new era reset that recently happened over on Diablo 3, as well as going over the best builds as well as some of the best choices for some of you guys going into Season 19 of Diablo 3, the Season of Pandemonium. Also giving you guys a quick little start guide if you guys are interested in playing Season 19 and kind of want a step-by-step guide on some of the stuff to do. But let's go ahead and kick it off really quick with this new era blue post via community manager for Diablo 3. To sum it up over here, they basically reset the ladder for the non-season over here. So we got a bunch of fresh builds over on the leaderboards right now. So let's go ahead and first off go over what the heck the rewards are for Season 19, because I think a lot of people are interested in knowing what the heck is the incentive to play. So for Season 19, these are the cosmetic rewards. You're going to be a new set of shoulders as well as a helm if you guys don't already have those, as well as two different portraits. You can see one on the top middle, and there's also one on the bottom left over there. You also get a horse pet as well as a new Tyrael loot goblin pet that looks pretty cool as well. So those are the rewards for this season. But going into what the heck every single class is going to be getting as far as the season journey goes, this is what we're looking at over here. So for Barbarian, you're getting Wrath of the Wastes. For Crusader, you get Roland's Legacy. For the Demon Hunter, you get the Unhallowed Essence. For Monk, you get the Riment of 1,000 Storms. For the Necromancer, you get the Bones of Rathma. For Witch Doctor, you get the Helltooth Harness. For Wizard, you get the Tal Rasha's Elements. So as far as it goes, a lot of people want to know, what is the best class? And we'll go over some of the best builds that are currently on the leaderboards, but also looking into what would be the best class to actually start off with. The ones that I've underlined in red have two-piece damage bonus modifiers, so that would be the Barbarian, the Monk, as well as the Witch Doctor. These will all have multipliers as soon as you get a two-piece bonus, which is going to give you a huge edge on the very start of the season. However, as far as it goes, to answer your guys' questions, what's the best class this season and what's kind of like the flavor of the month? So pretty much Barbarian, Crusader, and Monk all have new things to play with, so more than likely those will be the most popular classes. But in addition to that, as far as pushing over on the leaderboards as of right now for the 4-man groups, this is what you're looking at if you guys are interested in trying to go for those high greater rifts in a 4-man push. You're really looking at Monk, Barbarian, Wizard, and Crusader, and those are the most viable and the most popular ones due to not only them being new, but they're obviously going to be a little bit stronger than the rest, and that's why they are run in that 4-man group. But in terms of what are the viable gear choices for some of the classes over here, let's go ahead and go over that. Now, if you guys want to see builds on some of these, I will pin down below in the comment section below a more in-depth guide going over what the heck the build actually entails as far as what you want to go ahead and equip and what's pushing over on the leaderboards. But as far as Barbarian goes, there's a lot of viable options. Now, this is more so for solo play, but you can definitely do some group pushes with some of these builds as well. So for Barbarian, we're looking at Hammer of the Ancients, Whirlwind, as well as Seismic Slam. Those have all basically been buffed with some newer changes over here, and that is for Barbarian. As far as Crusaders go, we have the new set over here, the Aegis of Valor, and basically it's a Fist of the Heavens Fury set. And again, if you guys want to see more in depth on that, I will pin it down below in the comment box as a more in-depth guide for some of these builds. So that's what we're looking at for Crusader. So it's basically a Heaven's Fury build. The Fist of the Heavens just procs your damage multiplier. And then for the Demon Hunter, we're looking at the Natalia's Wahani Assaulter, which is a rapid fire build, or alternatively you can do a LOD build with Wahani Assaulter as well. And then in addition to that, we're seeing the Dagger build, which has been popular for quite some time for Demon Hunter. So there's no change with Demon Hunter at all. And then with Monk, we're looking at the Sun Wukong set. We've seen a buff with the Vengeful Wind as well as the Wokim Lao. There is a new build for the new set, which is going to be the Patterns of Justice, and again, that will be pinned down below if you guys are interested in the more in-depth guide for that. But they pretty much play exactly the same. It's a Tempest Rush build. And then for the Necromancer, we're looking at the LOD variant of the Corpse Lance. You can also run the Skelly Mage build. That's also another great option. But again, there has been no new change with the Necromancer, with the exception of a Thorn build nerf. Basically, one of the offhands, you could just basically infinitely stack damage, and you can only stack it up to like 30 or 60 times now, so it's not going to infinitely scale. So basically, Necromancer has been nerfed. And then with the Witch Doctor, we're looking at the Zunimasa pet build over here, which you guys can see. And there's, again, no new change with Witch Doctor. As far as Wizard go, they did take a small little nerf, but it's still very viable for endgame. We're basically looking at a Veer variant over here. You can also technically run an LOD. Both of these are kind of difficult to play as far as Wizard goes, so if you are on console, I probably don't recommend these just because they require a lot of inputs, and there are much more simple things. If you guys want to know the easiest thing to play this season, I would say hands down Barbarian Whirlwind is super simple to play, and it's very satisfying. And then also going over some of the other things for this season as far as the changes over here. So this is the season of Pandemonium, and what's new with this season, I wanted to go over that really quick. So everyone will have the new Pandemonium buff during Season 19. So what you're seeing currently on the leaderboards, they can actually be increased by quite a bit, because you're going to be able to potentially get up to 50% additional movement speed and 100% damage at 1,000 stacks. So every time you kill an enemy, you're going to be getting these stacks. And the ones that can benefit the most off of like movement speed is probably just going to be the Tempest Rush as well as the Barbarian. With Crusader, yeah, you can move around faster, but to move around fast and Whirlwind fast, it just feels really good. So I think those ones will definitely be the ones that benefit the most off of it. But every time you get a set amount of kills, you're going to be getting these little like bonus effects, which is kind of cool. And with 1,000, there's these giant chains that create a star. It's really cool. But that's basically the buff with the Pandemonium. Now, also going into the D3 planner, this is more for people that are interested in kind of a little guide. I will pin all of these down below, again, with all of the video guides for the different classes here. But this is a really good website. It's D3 Planner, and you guys can see what you can gamble with your Kadala blood shards, which I recently, just literally 20 minutes ago, actually did some of the testing with Kadala over here. So this is with 1,000 blood shards, just so we can get kind of double the amount, because you get 475 when you do your challenge rift. So first off, definitely make sure you complete your challenge rift. Not right now, but when this season starts, which is going to be on the 22nd. So just in 2 more days over here. But this is my results from 1,000 blood shards, which again is kind of like double the amount that you would get, which is 475. And we got 5 legendary bracers, and you can start gambling these at level 1 for Barbarian. This is again just kind of for the people that want to know what is the best class to start off with. It's hands down Barbarian for this season. Again, this is going to give you the earliest lead because you have a 2-piece set bonus. You have 2 bracers that you can get at low level, which all have damage multipliers. Yeah, you have basically about a 50% chance to actually get a bracer that happens to have a multiplier, of course, with your Kadala blood shards with the new season starting. Don't do your challenge rift yet. But I also want to give some credit over here to Alex Raw EU. He made this really good guide, because if you guys haven't used the D3 planner before, you kind of need to know what you're doing to click around. Basically, you just check out everything that has a damage multiplier, which are going to be the Bracers of Destruction and First Men for Barbarian, but obviously you might be playing another class, so he made a really good guide. If you're interested in playing Crusader, you want to gamble these at certain levels with, of course, your blood shards. And again, I'll link that down below for the full post. But he also made a really good little guide for the start of Season 19. So again, that's going to be happening on the 22nd, but I do plan to make an extensive, more in-depth guide video when that happens to go through, which is, again, going to be happening on the 22nd. But this video, I wanted to keep it a little bit more condensed and give you guys a lot more information. So if you guys do want to go ahead and see like a really simple guide, in fact, on my last Diablo video, one of you guys mentioned, yo, can you make a noob or a starter guide for Diablo 3? And you know what? There's always new people coming into Diablo 3, so I figured I might as well go ahead and do that. But as far as it goes, there's not anything specifically new in this season. However, there are some new items, and I basically kind of wanted to serve the guide for some of you guys that might be new to the game. But anyways, so obviously once the season starts, you create a new class. I'm going to go ahead and open up that challenge rift, and I will be making a video guide going over how to complete the challenge rift. But again, that'll be a separate video to try to not make this video half an hour long. But then you go ahead and complete your challenge rift. Again, that's going to give you these set of items, and that's going to give you a huge edge. So don't you do your challenge rift yet. And then you go ahead and open up your bag for the loot, and then you go ahead and gamble for a legendary from the first page over here that was shown off. Again, I'll pin all these down below in the comment section below. But if you're Barbarian, you go for Bracers. And then once you do that, you go ahead and get the cube in Act 3, upgrade your Blacksmith and Mystic to max level. And then you're going to go ahead and craft a two-handed rare weapon that's going to be equipable for your class. And then you can go ahead and, if you want to, turn that into a legendary item with the crafting recipe. And again, I'll make a more extensive video on specifically any of this if any of you guys are confused. And then you go ahead and try to get a weapon that rolls with a secondary CC, which means like, you know, stun or slow. And then you try to re-roll the second part where it will have a reduced level requirement. And then you're going to go ahead and take a weapon from one of your followers. It's pretty much always going to be the Templar. And then you just take their spear, and then you can progress with that weapon because it's just going to give you a small little edge. Then you look for a bounty on Master or Torment 1. Pretty much Zoltan Cool is the go-to one, but Magda and Asmodan are also another option. And then pretty much you just slam rifts until you finish, or you can do bounties until you go ahead and finish that off. But yeah, hopefully this video helped a lot of you guys out. But again, in case you guys were wondering what are the best choices and my recommendations, I would recommend Barbarian, Monk, or Crusader. They're the ones that have the new content, so you might as well go ahead and mess around with that. But again, it's all up to you. There's a lot of classes that are viable, but again, if you're interested in doing like super high GRs, this is what you're looking at. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. That's it for the video, and if you enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. And if you are new here, want to keep up to date with Diablo as well as other ARPGs and other gaming content, hit subscribe, turn the bell, and you'll definitely see more very soon. But let me know, guys, what you guys are playing this season. I would love to know down below. If you're wondering what I'm playing, I plan to play Monk, but I'm going to roll Barbarian first because Barbarian, hands down, has the best start because all you need to do is get a sword, which is going to actually have a multiplier on your Ren, which is going to apply instantly, and a belt, and then you just use that 6-piece and you're really good to go until at least GR like 120. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. And if you guys do want to hop in on the 22nd, I'll be live streaming the entire season progress. And if you guys do want to roll Barbarian and do some gear sharing in the very beginning, feel free to go ahead and join up. You guys can check out the Discord. We have a Diablo section. We do play on NA West, just as a heads up. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in Season 19 of D3. But thanks for watching. Have a good one. I'm signing out. Peace.